Hi, it's 1:30 in the morning. I was just taking off my makeup, and this idea hit me that I just wanted to be real and take off my makeup and expose this stuff I've been trying to hide. I've been trying to hide my shame, my guilt, my fears, my unworthiness, my inabilities to see, and everything I've been trying to make sure people don't notice about me, aside from the obvious. Somehow I think I can trick people by wearing my makeup and carrying my certain bags and by wearing certain clothes and making sure people see this asset I own. And I started to realize, no, that doesn't even begin to touch the surface of who I am. Recently I've been on this journey of self-discovery and realizing I'm not even this. I'm so much more. I'm of such great value. We're so much more than we can even begin to imagine. And as I've started to look inside of myself, I begin to see that our lives are quite amazing. Why do we start to hide it? Why are we so ashamed? Each of us has our own reasons, but I found that going inside of myself, there's been a lot of fears about feeling empowered in ourselves. By feeling beautiful, it's easy to feel ugly, it's easy to feel overweight, it's easy to feel like a victim of some sort. It's scary to take the responsibility and change. It's scary to feel like we matter. It's scary to feel like we are in control, or maybe even out of control. It's scary to feel like the responsibility is in our hands to live. And I finally decided I want that responsibility. I want to start finding out who I really am. I want to dig inside of myself and see why I've been so afraid. So recently I've started to go inside of myself and see that I'm afraid to be vulnerable. I'm afraid that somebody might not like what I have to say. And deeply down I started to see I might not like what I have to say. I might not feel valuable. I might not feel worthy. I might not feel educated enough. I may not feel too young or too old. I don't know, whatever excuse it is I feel. But anyways, I decided to go inside myself and find those excuses, find the pains, find the fears, dig them out, bring them to the surface, and let them go, to create the dreams, to create the life, to be free. And as I began to do that, it's increasingly empowered me. It's helped me to make space in my life. The drama isn't there in my head as much. Little by little, I spend less time worrying about my thighs and spend that time petting a dog or really taking interest in the trees around my neighborhood, or really looking someone's eyes in a conversation rather than thinking about whether they see my zit or not. Finally, I feel like I'm starting to see life beyond my insecurities. It gives empowerment once we let go and really see who we really are. It's not conceited. It gives us space. It gives us room to really live, to really look inside of ourselves, to dream and to wonder and to go after that, to really build our relationships stronger. So I started thinking about all this stuff and felt very empowered to make a video exposing my quote-unquote flaws. When I think about it, my acne has actually been one of the best gifts. I've cried over my acne probably more than I've cried over my weight, which has been a lot. And here I'm not even overweight, and yet somehow I've been told that a size 2-4 is fat all of a sudden, which I find to be ridiculous, but somehow I still find myself having a pity party over that. Anyways, I just find that this is complete ridiculousness, and I decided to finally start loving myself as I am. And anyways, with my acne, I began seeing it as this gift. I've cried about it so much. I'm 30 years old. I totally believed at 15 by this point I would have the best skin in my life. I would probably be in the best shape of my life. I had hoped that I would have had so much more, and yet I look at it and think, but I have it all. I've had everything. I've had a complete middle class, normal, average, pretty amazing life. I've had the career, I've had a Mercedes, I've had a dream condo, I've had the ideal marriage, I've had everything, the perfect career, all of that. And I look inside of myself and I can say, that's all great, I love it, but I want me. I want to find out what really makes me happy. And little did I know my acne might actually take me into inside of myself to look and find the authentic Candace, to really look inside of myself and see who I really am. I've been on all kinds of diets, I've done all kinds of skincare. I work in salons and I've done everything. For 12 years I've gotten all the special lasers, microderm, all of that, everything under the sun. And more I felt that this acne wouldn't go away until I started to really learn to love myself even with it, and maybe even accept myself should it never go away. And I used to think I don't want to have to do that. But then a couple weeks ago, I was at work and we have these beautiful big windows. Somebody walked by and I saw somebody whose face was completely burnt, not knowing any of their story or anything they'd been through. Just in a quick flash, I completely felt ashamed of myself. I thought, what a waste of my time to sit here and complain about myself and victimize myself when I'm beautiful, when I have everything going for me. What a complete shame it is, and what an insult it is to somebody who's gone through so much to complain about my looks. They're so, what an insult. Somebody that has to get up each day and go on, who's been through so much. Again, I don't know their story, but I imagine all the medical treatments and what courage it takes to get up and live a normal life with their entire face burned. I actually know somebody that went through that when I was a child, and it was an incredible process of having to go through so many operations. And not that I want to sit here and make this about them, or even make this all about me, but I just thought, wow, I don't live my life. I don't have the courage to even get up and live my life sometimes, just because I have a zit on my forehead, or because I'm feeling a little bit bloated or fat in my pants. When I look at myself and think, I'm not. It's amazing the excuses I've made. But anyways, this acne's been a journey into my soul. It's maybe one of the best gifts I've been given, because it's forced me to really look within, done all the external stuff to help. I've been eating the diets, like I've said, all the supplements, several doctors, all kinds of stuff. And finally I decided I would just look inside of myself. Should it never go away, perhaps if it got worse, even if it did get better, maybe I should just look inside of myself and see what's really going on in there. What I found inside of there was a victim, somebody that was just laying in the gutter, feeling sorry for herself, feeling like life owed her so many things, somebody that felt ashamed and judgmental, unworthy, undeserving, all different attributes, someone that felt righteous, all different kinds of stuff. And I started to look inside at those different attributes, those different voices within me, and I asked them, is it true? Has life served me wrong? Has life given me a bad hand? And even if I've been dealt some pretty hard circumstances, I have the mind, I have the ability, I have the opportunity, especially now in this generation, in this country, in this world, to change it. And I think, what a shame to live my life laying in the gutter emotionally when I can get up and do something. I have the ability to get up and feel beautiful, acne or not, 5 pounds overweight or not, whatever. I can get up and live my life. If that person walking by me has a smile on their face and their whole entire face is burnt, why am I not running through the streets screaming with joy for the life I've had? Why am I not doing that? When I get to wake up and I've got incredible legs and hands and even a beautiful face, when I've got a job I love, when I've got a husband that I'm madly in love with, when I've got all the abilities serving me, why am I not getting up and just running with joy? And I found that it's because I haven't even begun to love me yet. I haven't really looked in my own eyes and said, Candace, I love you just the way you are. I just now start to look into myself and find that. And all I can say is, that's where the gold is. When we finally look inside of ourselves and see we are worthy, we are deserving, we're the ones we've been waiting for. The key is in our hands, and we're sitting in prison, and the only way out is through ourselves, through our honesty, through our courage, through our vulnerability. When we're able to look inside, and when we're ready and willing, then we can climb up the stairs and find ourselves out of this basement, cellar, prison, whatever you want to call it. There's freedom on the other side. For the first time in my life, I'm starting to find that. I'm starting to peek out, and it's wonderful. It's amazing the freedom you have when you don't have to complain about yourself, and when you're not thinking about how silly you feel, and when you're not thinking about how undeserving you are, when you're able to look and just experience life the way it is, when you're able to see the glass is overfilling for you, it's not even just half full, it's overflowing for you. When you're able to look at yourself and see what a remarkable being you are, when you're able to see you're part of an artist's creation, you're meant to be here. When you find that within you, life becomes heaven. And I'm just now experiencing that. My dream is for you to see that. I've watched too many people suffer with themselves, and I'm ready to see the world change. I can't expect it to change if I'm not willing to change myself. And so that's why I bring this message. My hope is that you would see the light within you, and as you see your own light, the world gets a little brighter. I wish you the best, and good night.